Hello, welcome back to 7th Blue Star Broadcasting. Today is Father's Day, and I would imagine everybody has a father or some type of father figure in their life, here, there, or everywhere, up or down, left or right. We all have a father of some type that we pay tribute today. I'm going to share some stuff with you today that popped up pretty much out of the blue. A little bit that's scripted, part of an op-ed that I've written for a local paper that wonderfully coincided with a Father's Day tribute. So I'd like to move away from what I've been talking about up till now as far as the consciousness and all that stuff that can be deep at times, and move into what seems to be pervading in our world, which is anger. My father taught me a lot about anger. Its roots, and more importantly, how to deal with it. This is the scripted part. Excuse me for reading a little script here. But I think you'll understand why I'm doing so. Anger stems from the perception of some kind of imbalance. Much of the anger represented by media outlets seem to focus on reactive situations of a knee-jerk type of modality. Such situations exhibit the primitive side of human nature. The primitive side of human nature is only one side of the human coin. The other side of the coin, not the opposite side of the coin, represents the mind over matter variable to humanity. A less attuned mind will allow the human body to continue with its knee-jerk reaction. The knee-jerk reaction will continue to occur until our minds delve into why the knee-jerk continues to occur, sometimes uncontrollably. Anger serves to teach us why it occurs. As we discover what is mentally behind the anger, we begin to direct our response more positively. Instead of reacting, we begin to just act, and more responsibly, hopefully. And as we act more responsibly, anger and its misperceived root become better understood. This understanding helps to overcome our reactive, angry, primitive nature. Ta-da! Inner peace becomes more clear and radiates and permeates from us. Most anger is rooted in personal misunderstanding and perception. We need to address the root of our anger if we intend to stop the growth of the plant it yields. The plant that grows above the root of anger and misperception is a prickly one, and most people naturally try to avoid it. We can transform the root structure of this misperception to yield a wonderfully vibrant and fragrant bloom. We can transform the root structure of misperception by feeding it honest truth. Honest truth can be found at the very core of our beings, our psyches, our minds, our hearts. The core of our psyche is comprised of honesty and truth. If we examine its quantum structure, the smallest elements we can go down to. Where was I? The examination of our quantum structure and psyche will explain to each of us individually why we are here as humans. This is the most liberating experience we can enjoy, because once experienced, we can help others find it in themselves. I'd also like to pay tribute to another father who passed away today. He was a king. He taught us a lot about ourselves. And this is dedicated to Rodney King, who was able to do this before he left us. This meaning he left us knowing that forgiving people is the root of moving forward. He kind of left us with ourselves, if you will. He was able to forgive his trespassers, and it should help us to do the same. We can all get along well enough to tolerate ourselves and transform our roots of anger. Okay, that's the rest of the scripted part. That went a little quicker than I thought. I hope it sank in, or will sink in. The bandana is another tribute to my father. He calls a bandana a hankum-a-fitch. That's a few hyphens. He's not too keen of the big hair thing. So, Dad, bandana tribute and salute and salutations. As we get older, we learn just how important our fathers are, or father figures. And the more we learn from our fathers as we age, the more generally we consider them in our pantheon of heroes. Father figures are meant to help us deal with the anger issue. I don't mean this to be a sexist thing or a a gender thing. But generally speaking, guys manifest more demonstrably different forms of anger, and they can choose to overcome it, or sometimes it's passed on to their offspring, and they leave it up, knowingly or otherwise, to their offspring to deal with and figure out on their own personal level. So I think, to wrap it up, that's probably the most important thing that our fathers, all our fathers, I feel lucky enough to have more than one father. I mean, I have one dad, biological dad, but I've had other father figures in my life. I do have other father figures in my life, and they've taught me a lot about how to deal with my anger and its root, how to overcome it, and be a peaceful warrior. Because peaceful warriors actually can teach us how to heal ourselves and avoid conflict and violence. May sound simple, that's because it is. I'm just very appreciative of what I've learned from my father and how to be a real man. And that's probably all I need to say today. You'll notice the light behind me is a little different. Well, it's still kind of light outside. Anyway, once again, all fathers and father figures, all guys who are yet to be fathers, take this message to heart. I myself am not a father. I've chosen not to be a father biologically this go round. That's a conscious decision. But I can still pass on what I've learned from my father to the next generation. I do have nephews. So, thanks for tuning in. Peace and namaste. And I'll see you tomorrow, most likely. Cheerio.